But don't let these skinny jeans fool you, brother. Because I got these hands. And you can catch them anytime you want. Because I got them all by the hand.
You have not lived until you have watched some of Ronnie Radke's videos on social media. As always, make sure to follow my social media accounts at It's Lielers on Instagram, Threads, and X, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at It's Lielers. And also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok at Lielers. Lielers on TikTok. All right, we got shit to talk about, especially about Beryl, because we talked about her last week. Also, shout out to Mama Lucha 4980. She definitely sent her well wishes for me because of the storm. But yes, Beryl was a fucking hurricane. Man, I don't know what the hell happened, because I know last week I was like, we're gonna be fine. Well, I was fine. Not everybody else in Houston. Oh my god, you guys are gonna hate me. So Beryl made landfall Sunday night, Sunday morning. And when she landed, literally was like close to Houston in a way. They said it was like in Matagorda County. I'm thinking like Lake Jackson once I hear that. So it was over there. And it was so close to Houston, and it was making its way there like right already at Monday morning. So Beryl landed as a Category 1 hurricane. And we all thought it was going to be a tropical storm. Keep in mind, I said it last week, this was my first hurricane experience. I have never been in a nasty hurricane before. I mean, I would say maybe Hurricane Katrina, but not so much. So back when I was in Alabama, we only got the edge of Katrina. To this day, New Orleans, for example, has still not recovered because of Hurricane Katrina. And she was, a Category 5 hurricane? Beryl was a fucking Category 1, and it did not look like a Category 1. I say this because when me and Cosmo were sleeping, obviously Beryl decided to wake me up at my usual time that I wake up to get ready for work, and all I hear is just the wind. My fucking door just kept making noises like it was trying to rattle open or whatnot. The storm was a little bit iffy. I think it lasted until at noon. And I think it was a sudden battle for me because the lights kept flickering on and off. So 1 minute it will be off, and then the other minute it'll come back, and then the next minute it'll turn off. And it's I swear to God, I think a lot of Texans, especially Houstonians, we talked about that tornado that we went through back in May, only for us to go through what we went through with Beryl. And we talk about it with the lights. So we don't give a shit about anything else storm-wise. If the power goes out, that means AC is off, internet is off, and we're basically back into the 1800s. But the thing about Houston is that it's so fucking hot. We're talking we're close to 100 degrees now. This heat is no fucking joke. But I'm already hearing hate towards Arizona. I know. It's because we're not used to it. And I think what people in Arizona don't know, you guys have dry heat. We have humidity. That shit is no fucking joke. I swear. I think I briefly mentioned it whenever I went to Mexico City. That was probably dry heat because I didn't deal with the humidity or anything. And then once I came back to Houston, it was fucking humid. I hated it. And I think this is one of the reasons why I hate Houston. I swear. So long story short, Houston did get flooded. There's probably, as of right now, maybe 800,000 to 500,000 people without electricity. The fucking hurricane was last week, and people are still without electricity. I don't know how. I became fortunate enough. I didn't lose my power. I am praising the fucking whatever. There's beliefs out there, God, destiny, whatever it is. Thank you so much for not turning the power off, because I would have been so miserable. You have no idea. So because of that, a lot of people who are still without power are throwing their hatred towards the electricity company, also known as Centerpoint. And now there has been a graffiti, for example, on one of the highways, and they're calling it Centerpointless. Because there weren't big helps. We didn't get any communication notice of how long the power was going to be restored or what was the process. To make matters even worse, was that after Beryl probably left Houston like around Tuesday, let's say. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, literally every fucking day, we've been getting like sudden thunderstorms. Like they're just random little red, yellow dots that you see on the radar that just show up out of nowhere, and it's still not helping other people get their power restored. Like I'm pretty sure Centerpoint will fix it, and then the storm comes, and then people are out of power again, and then they try to fix it, and then the next day, boom, another fucking thunderstorm. I swear, like, I don't know what the fuck Mother Nature is telling us, but she is currently hating on Houston. I want to say Houston specifically, because again, there's people without power. Whenever the power originally went out on Monday, it was like probably 2 million people that were out, and then the flooding didn't help. The fucking debris, trees were everywhere, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why Centerpoint is having trouble getting that power restored. Like I've seen some people fixing the street lights, and they actually have to like fix the poles, reconnect it, or God knows what. It's so much. I don't know anything about it, of course, because that's not what I study for. It's funny though, because I also wanted to make a video, and it's like a missed window because I didn't do it. But since you guys are listening, I'll give you like a little glimpse of what I wanted to do, especially during that time. So because of Centerpoint's lack of communication, and because I happen to be a communications major, I could have done this video where I would be like, oh, this would have been me if I was a director of the communications department of Centerpoint. And what I would have obviously addressed is number one, patience, because, you know, at the end of the day, these electricians are human like us. And I'm not taking Centerpoint's side, by the way. I'm so against the way how they handle everything. It's, again, lack of communication. But I would definitely address the whole situation about how long the power will get restored. And then the map that they release. Now, this should have been updated like a long ass time ago. This was probably like during the tornado storm that we had back in May, where it was telling you, oh, how long you have until your power gets restored. But even then, once they released the map, it wasn't really clear on the ETA of when it actually is going to come back. It just says, oh, you're on this step, but it doesn't tell you how long it's going to be. And then I would be like, oh, hey, if you're on this step, all that's left is for you to get an electrician. If an electrician doesn't show up at this certain time, then let us know. But I'm pretty sure people were gonna get flooded with so many phone calls. It's a really difficult like topic for me, because the way how I would have handled it, like I just need to sit down and have a plan, because at the end of the day, I want to put myself in these people's shoes, because I know how it feels like when power goes out. I want to know how long it's gonna be until my power gets restored. And then again, if I was head of communications for Centerpoint, I would have also told the public, like, hey, if you have free time, try to make sure that your electricity pole, lines, whatever, is not covered by debris. If you have people, or you know people that can trim down the debris without, you know, harm or danger, please do so. So that way it makes the process faster. So we would need volunteer work from the public to help out and get this power line restored. Not only that, for those that are currently out of power, to please go to the city resources that they are offering, where there's like public, not housing, but it's like those areas where you can actually go get AC, get food, get, you know, your phone charged, whatever. Stay there in the meantime. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna kick you out and everything. I think one of our biggest topic, this was during Hurricane Harvey, I think, because again, I wasn't here. Supposedly, like, there's this big ass church that we have in Houston called Lakewood Church, and they refuse to open the doors to the community, you know, to have at least shelter in place. They could have done that this time. I think they did. I'm not sure, because again, I could care less about the news right now. They like to manipulate shit, so you never know. But my thing is that we would basically tell whoever has big buildings to open their doors to the community, give them that AC, because at the end of the day, there's kids that don't know what to do, families that are just desperate, because the fucking heat can be exhausting. Like, I know, trust me, I know, I talked about it already. But Beryl really did say, like, fuck y'all, and it's shitty. And I want to say, because originally the path was that Beryl was supposed to go directly to Corpus Christi, maybe like to Austin, San Antonio. But homegirl really did a Beryl and said, you know what, now I'm changing my mind. I'm going to Houston for some damn reason. But yeah, I would say it sucks to be in that situation. Like, I'm thinking about everybody who still hasn't gotten their power restored, because fuck me. Even whenever I didn't have power for 3-4 days, I was fucking miserable. It was so bad. And I heard that supposedly for those that didn't have power had to look for hotels to stay at, and the fucking hotels have the audacity to increase their prices to like $700 a night. I'm like, fuck y'all. Like, I get it, it's high demand, but why in the fuck are you taking advantage of these people who are in fucking need? Like, come on. I don't like this whole situation. Again, I am fucking grateful that my power didn't go out. Apparently, like, I asked my dad, because I don't remember when Harvey hit if we had electricity, but we did, thank God. So I was like, what the fuck? Why did the storm, like the fucking tornado one, couldn't withstand that? I don't get it. But the other shitty thing that people also don't know, or probably do, is that we're still at the beginning of the damn hurricane season. We still got Hurricane Chris coming up. And I don't know, this is supposed to last until September. I'm like, oh, Godspeed, everybody. For once, I'm being religious, but not that much. At the same time, again, whatever kept my house staying alive, like, through the storm, thank fucking God. Destiny, whatever. And it's not just me, like, my whole neighborhood, we have electricity, so I'm like, thank God. I mean, if you think about it, we should have learned, like, a long-ass time ago, since 2021. Since the fucking freeze, we should have learned that Texas is a shitty place to live at. And I'm saying Texas in general, because during the freeze, a lot of Texans lost power. And then this fucking tornado came out, a lot of Houstonians lost power, including myself. And then fucking Hurricane Beryl. Apparently it wasn't as shitty when Hurricane Harvey hit. It was shittier right now with Beryl, who was a fucking category 1. Come on. Like, yeah, this is why I definitely want to move out somewhere else. If I have the opportunity to relocate, I need to get somewhere where it's not as shitty as Texas, because damn. But anywho, I'm sorry guys for those that are out of power. I'm definitely thinking of y'all, and please, for the love of God, go find a place that offers at least some AC and electricity in the meantime, because supposedly they say this nightmare is going to be over by Monday, when they said it was supposed to be today. I'm telling you, Centerpoint, yeah, you got a lot of work to do. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start this episode. We got a lot of movie news, television news, music. We definitely got a lot of wrestling things to cover. Of course, Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer. So yeah, y'all been warned. So without further ado, let's get this episode started. This week, we're also remembering Shelley Duvall and Richard Simmons. If you guys do not know, they actually passed away this past weekend. And it was crazy because they were so close to the age. So Shelley passed away at 75. Richard passed away at 76, but he just turned 76. So that's crazy. So if you guys do not know, Shelley Duvall was from The Shining, Popeye, and Annie Hall. Richard Simmons was like the famous fitness girl. I only heard his name like whenever I was watching Friends, so I was like, who's Richard Simmons? And yeah, I had to look him up. But yeah, unfortunately they passed away, so my thoughts and prayers for their families. Now we're gonna be talking about the stuff that I have for you guys in the movies category. But before I do, did you guys know that the era of movie renting is ending? Yeah, you guys heard it. It's not fucking Blockbuster. It's not about Blockbuster anymore. It's about Redbox. So Redbox is officially shutting down and will remove their kiosks soon. So wake up everybody. If you guys do not know, we are in the digital era. You can rent movies on Amazon and other places digitally, but it's not going to be the same for those that are used to having physical discs. I also don't know if you guys know, but Best Buy stopped selling movies. That's usually where I will buy my physical copy for any movies that I love. Like, you know, for example, I was struggling to buy Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. I usually buy it on Best Buy because they will have the Steelbook. But because I was late, you know, I had no choice but to turn to Walmart, and Walmart was selling it, but they sold out of the Steelbook. Fortunately, I guess we would say, is that Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire is now streaming on HBO Max, so I guess that's how you know we are in the new era. Now, kicking off in movie news, we got a trailer for Captain America Brave New World. Harrison Ford is the new Thaddeus Ross, and if you guys do not know, he replaced the original actor William Hurt, who passed away. Fortunately, he cannot come back and reprise his role, so we had no choice but to replace him. Harrison Ford, though, is a good choice. I cannot wait to see what he's gonna do in the MCU. Anthony Mackie obviously comes back as Sam Wilson, and obviously he's still giving us Denzel. If you guys don't know what I mean, definitely go check out the bloopers on any movie he appears. Now, I cannot help but to talk about this particular actor in this movie. Giancarlo Esposito enters the MCU. Yeah, what the hell, my boy is really doing a lot of work in Disney. No confirmation on who he plays, there's rumors, but again, he hasn't confirmed. He did say, though, his character is a badass. I mean, come on, there was a still of him holding a gun with some shades on with a serious face, and it had me laughing like, oh my god, if I could make that as my lock screen, I would. But I can't replace my guinea pig, so there's that. Another actor is actually coming back to the MCU, and that's Liv Tyler. She is coming back as Betty Ross. If you guys have not seen The Incredible Hulk, please do so that way you know what role she is in. So I'm fucking excited. Now, I was curious to see what Giancarlo was going to play, so I did the minor mistake probably to go on IMDb. And they have a list of the cast that is planning to show up on there. I don't know if it's confirmed or not. Tell me why I happened to see a name that was so familiar to me. And I was like, what is he doing here too? Forget Giancarlo Esposito. We're talking about Kobe Lopez, also known as Seth freaking Rollins. Like, oh my god, I am ready to see who he's gonna play and see how his acting is gonna be on the big screen. Is he already following the footsteps of John Cena and maybe Batista? I don't think I saw him on the trailer, but still, I'm excited. The other thing on the trailer, the way how it ends, kind of hyping the moment, is the debut of Red Hulk, and we're all assuming that's gonna be Thaddeus Ross, you know, his new superpower, whatever it is. So I can't wait. This movie is set to release on February 14 next coming year, 2025. So mark your calendars because there will be a movie review on this, and I'm hoping that the MCU hype is going to be steady because from what I heard with Deadpool, it is bringing the MCU hype back, and I'm hoping it doesn't lose that momentum with Captain America. So there's that. Anywho, remember last week we were talking about Gladiator 2. Well, the trailer came out right after I probably published the episode, so now we gotta talk about it. On the trailer, I'm assuming Pedro Pascal is not gonna be the good guy in this film, but if you keep watching the trailer, Pedro's character looks like the ultimate gladiator fighter. So, and of course the edits were coming back on my TikTok, which I love. Here's some shitty news though. The trailer has more dislikes on YouTube. Culture Crave said on a post that the top comments are complaining about the trailer revealing too much and the song choice. But then again, I mean, that's every fucking trailer nowadays. They always get a song and then they remix it into like the cinematic version of it. It's kind of like overhyping it in a way. One comment particularly says, we went from Hans Zimmer to freaking Spotify music. I guess, but yeah, that's Gladiator, so definitely go check out the trailer if you guys are interested. I already know it's not gonna do so well in the box office unless Pedro Pascal fans can turn it around. We'll see. The next thing I have for you guys, and I think you are gonna love it, somebody once told me that Shrek 5 is coming. See what I did there? So everyone better be at the movie theaters on July 1st 2026. Variety also confirmed that the OG cast is returning, and yes, I'm talking Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy. But what about Antonio Banderas? I am hoping this movie has a better storyline than Shrek 3 and 4. Pick up the pace from Shrek 2, because we all know that is the best Shrek movie of all. But yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully they release the trailer soon, but again, it's until next year, so we gotta wait. Another movie that was also confirmed is The Conjuring 4, so horror fans, listen up. This movie is planned to release on September 2025, and Warner Brothers confirmed that it will be the series finale. So does that include that the other Conjuring related movies like Annabelle and The Nun are gonna be over? I never got the hype for it. I know there's people out there that love the series, but at the same time, it's always the same thing. It's always like intense silence and then all of a sudden jump scare, but it's not really a jump scare. And then, oh my god, the actual jump scare. Typical. But I'm glad it's ending. I don't know how other people feel about it because, again, that's their thing. I mean, it went through for so long. I'm glad it's over though. This next announcement is for my fellow queens. Have you seen the movie The Devil Wears Prada? Yeah, I have. That's something I kind of low-key have interest in too. Variety reported that Disney is developing a sequel to the 2006 movie starring Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Emily Blunt. It is said that these three actresses are also planning to return. We will see. They also did report it that the movie we would see Meryl Streep's character, that fashion icon, magazine editor Miranda Priestley, contending with the decline of print. Is today's topic like the digital era? Interesting. And if you think about it, if Anne Hathaway returns, what? Is she gonna help Miranda overcome the decline of print? Yeah, I'm excited for the movie if it does come out, and the trailer itself. Now, we gotta talk about something else. Shifting gears a little bit to now the Western category. Cosmo's probably already listening. So we already talked about the Yellowstone drama, and in there I mentioned about Kevin Costner's Western film Horizon: An American Saga. Due to its flop, the sequel Horizon 2 has been pulled from its theatrical release date, which was set on August 16th. It is now set to TBD, which could mean that it will be either placed on hold or it will be scrapped. I went to the comment section and looked like that people who did watch the film were very disappointed since they believe it was a great film. Those same people are either blaming the marketing behind the movie or even Taylor Sheridan. I'm like, good God. Maybe Horizon 2 will eventually be in development in the future, but it should be on a streaming platform. I'm sorry, Kevin. It has to be. If you really love this project so much, let it go out the way it's supposed to be. And I think it's in streaming. And Cosmo would also appreciate because she cannot physically go to a movie theater. So there's that. Now, that's all I have for you guys in the movies category. Let's go ahead and talk about television with It's Been Agatha All Along. And it's releasing its first trailer. If you haven't done so, definitely go check it out. But Agatha is now a detective, but I'm pretty sure she was under Wanda Maximum Spell. If you guys haven't seen WandaVision, definitely do so. It's on Disney+. But also, Aubrey Plaza, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, this is amazing. But not only that, I can't help but to notice that while I was watching the trailer, Deborah Jo Rupp is also with the Coven. And I'm over here like, I saw you in WandaVision. You're telling me there was two witches stuck in the hex? I don't know. That was like one of the things I noticed. I don't know if anybody else caught that. But this series will be streaming on Disney Plus on September 18th with 2 episodes releasing. Obviously, I talked about the vibe last week. It's going to be like a horror area. So like you're laughing and then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's scary, you know. And that's what we see on the trailer. It's kind of hype, but I did read on the comments. Not a lot of people are excited for it. And I'm pretty sure it's because a lot of series that are showing up on Disney is not favorable for MCU fans. I'm about Star Wars. I still haven't seen The Acolyte, and I heard that it was still good. I need to catch up on that too. But anywho, definitely go check out the trailer once again. Now, we talked about Euphoria a while ago, and for some reason on my Instagram feed, Variety posted on social media that the, quote, entire main cast will be returning. And supposedly that season 3 will be underway on January 2025. I feel like that was like the poor choice of words for Variety to say because, you know, Angus Cloud is no longer with us. But I'm also concerned if Barbie Ferreira, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, actually agreed to the terms that she will come back. If it's going to be developed, you know, starting early next year, I'm pretty sure season 3 won't come out until the following year. Who knows? But at the same time, I feel like, yeah, they need to wrap it up with season 3 because, as we mentioned before, all the actors are doing their own thing now. And as much as Euphoria wasn't entertaining, it's not going to be the same anymore, especially without Angus Cloud. So we'll see how they're going to do it. And once they wrap it up, that's it. Kind of like not even go back to it or try to extend the series because at the end of the day, There was too much drama with Euphoria. The last thing I have for you guys on the television category is that it is said that the live action series Spider-Man Noir will be 8 episodes long. Deadline reported that the series tells the story of an aging and down of his luck private investigator, Nicolas Cage, in 1930s New York, who is forced to grapple with his past as the city's one and only superhero. Nicolas Cage also said, quote, "It's more of a pop art mashup, like, I'm gonna attempt to butcher this name, Liechtenstein painting with some sparkle to it. It's not really people beating people up, monsters are involved." It's obviously a different feel for the Spider-Man series, so I'm glad that they're doing it in a streaming platform compared to a movie. But yeah, so play it safe than sorry. So definitely be on the lookout whenever hopefully the trailer comes out soon. Now, that's all I have for you guys on the televisions category. Before I even go to the musics category, I want to talk about George R.R. Martin. And I won't say, oh, this is in the books category, but I mean, it has to be in his own category. So, George R.R. Martin reveals new covers of the Song of Fire and Ice series. Yeah, it's a total of 6 books, and they're named A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, and lastly, A Dance with Dragons. Each book has its own cover, you know, referencing like the Starks, the Lannisters, Baratheons. The Raven was on the Feast for Crows. And then, of course, A Dance with Dragon has the Targaryen's dragon, but it mostly focuses on the eye itself. Once again, everybody in the comments are talking about how George still has not completed the final book of Game of Thrones and giving us the finale we deserve. I have a theory. I don't want to say it's gonna happen, God forbid it does, but I have a feeling that, you know, if worst comes to shove, George R.R. Martin passes away, he will go ahead and reveal the final book. I feel like it's ready, and I feel like he's gonna like pass away and release it to the world so that way he doesn't hear criticism for it. I don't know. It's an odd theory, but again, we will see. But I feel like it's ready. It's just not ready for us just yet. All right, now we're gonna dive into the music category, kicking off with Ghost. So Ghost fans who still have not seen Right Here, Right Now, we got news for you. So Ghost will be streaming the movie on July 20th exclusively on Veeps. That's spelled Veeps. Visit ghost.veeps.com to purchase your tickets, which is like $20. The movie will be streaming worldwide at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. GMT, which I'm assuming global time. It's the international time that apparently United States doesn't follow. So mark your calendars for those that still haven't seen it and want to see it. And I get it, it is expensive, but I don't know what to say about that. I will probably watch it. I'm debating still. Anywho, moving along. Till Lindemann, I don't know if you guys knew, got a massive tattoo on his back and is now auctioning the needles that were used during the sessions. I was curious, so I went to the website just to get some details on it, and this is what it says. Experienced a piece of tattoo history. The tattoo needles that were used by renowned artist Randy Engelhardt, I want to say I'm pronouncing that right, to tattoo Rammstein's frontman Till Lindemann. So the details are, if you place your bid, you will get, I think it was 10 of them, but you will get one of the original tattoo needles used by Randy to tattoo Till Lindemann, and it will also include a certificate of authenticity. It also says, quote, a unique opportunity for you as a collector and a fan of tattoo art and Rammstein. Bid now and secure this unique collector's item. 100% of the proceeds from the auction will go to, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Zwickau Art and Culture Association. So the bid end date will be on July 19 at, well, close to 5 p.m. I'm not sure if that's Central Time because that's what it shows on my end. But starting bid amount was at 50 euros. At the time when I got this information was at 49 bids. However, that bid kept going up and up. At the time, again, minimum bidding amount was allowed, and it is set at 30,001 euros. And I'm like, oh no, not for me. But again, if you have that kind of money and increase the bid, maybe at 50k, go for it. I'm not doing it. As much as I love Till Lindemann, no, I can't do that. So, you guys have been informed about that. The other thing else I wanted to talk about is Slipknot. They made the announcement that they're going to be officially in Mexico City. Still continuing the 25th anniversary tour, Slipknot will be going to Mexico on November 9th at the Parque Bicentenario. They will be joined by Baby Metal and Orbit Culture. Tickets are now on sale if you guys are interested in going. It's funny, I talked about Ghost, I talked about Till Lindemann, technically Rammstein, Slipknot, and what's next? Slaughter to Prevail. Oh god, what do you have now, Lielers? Okay, hear me out. Slaughter to Prevail is going to be going back on tour in August, and they just added the meet and greet package. I cry in brokenness. Why? Because this does not include the damn entry ticket. Not only you will pay X amount of money for your entry, you will also pay an additional X amount of money to meet the band. So I went to the website just out of curiosity, and they have like two packages. The first one is the general autograph section. You get early entry to the venue, a collectible tour poster autographed by the band. You do not get photos with the band, but the duration of the entire meeting is 15 minutes for the price of $200. Okay. And then there's the Super VIP experience. Not only you will get to enjoy an exclusive session with only 10 VIPs, you get early entry to the venue, exclusive jersey, collectible tour poster autographed by the band, individual photo with the band, and the duration of the entire meeting is 15 minutes for the price of $400. Is it bad that I still haven't even bought my entry ticket? So I'm gonna have to just settle with the damn performance at this point, even though I'm slowly debating on it. Yeah, so you guys won't know if I'll go see Slaughter to Prevail live or not. There's so much conflict on there, not talking about the song specifically. It's mostly because of my damn PTO. That's all I gotta say about that. Because if I go see Slaughter to Prevail, it's on a Thursday, meaning that there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to wake up early and get ready for work on Friday the next day. I have to take like maybe half a day, but that PTO it's slowly at its last drop, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it till September, so we'll see. So yeah, I'm kind of hurting right now because I really do want to go see them live. But anywho, let me go ahead and move it along. So Ronnie Radke posted on Instagram a few pictures of himself being a goth in the middle of the desert. Is he making another music video? You've been warned, so there's that. And speaking of new releases, Ice 9 Kills releases a cover of Walking on Sunshine with Real Big Fish. Happy meets alternative / metal with a dash of horror vibes. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? I feel like I might make a meme video. I don't know yet. I need to find some inspo first, but we'll see. The other thing and the last thing I have for you guys on the music category is that Dr. Martens are collaborating with 9 Inch Nails. I saw a video of Doc Martens' TikTok account with a tease and also playing March of the Pigs in the background. The reveal will be until July 19, so sign up to get notified on their website for the release of what could be an awesome pair of boots. Now let's go ahead and talk about gaming, specifically Xbox. In case you don't know, Xbox is increasing the price for Game Pass Ultimate. It gets so fucking complicated when I'm about to explain for you guys. So Windows Central stated that the subscription is being raised from $16.99, so $17 to $20 a month, $19.99 in the US, and replacing its more basic $10.99 Game Pass console tier with Xbox Game Pass Standard, which is a $14.99 option, which doesn't include day one release feature. Yeah, that sounds a lot. So basically, if you have the standard, meaning that you won't get day one releases, like particularly Call of Duty, and I'm gonna get to that in a bit. But it looks like that some of us who like to play video games are just gonna stick with buying individual games instead of paying that monthly price. I'm glad I didn't renew my Xbox subscription because that's hella expensive. I guess what I can say is $20 a month is way too much. Like, no, I can't. And I don't understand the whole meaning of these little tiers that they have. Of course, all I want to do is have access to so many games. I could care less about day one releases. I could care less about exclusives and all of that. We just want a library of games to play. But again, there's not that many good ones. I mean, I love Gears, I love Fallout, but I can just get individual at this point with the copies instead of doing all of that. And since we were talking about Call of Duty, I mentioned before that Microsoft previously said that Black Ops 6 would be available on Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and sweet Jesus, Xbox Game Pass console. But in terms of quote tiers, Black Ops won't be available as day one Game Pass release on standard tier. My God. Do what you will with that information. It's so fucking complicated. Just know that if you're not paying the $20 a month, then you're not getting Black Ops on day one. And instead should probably consider buying the physical copy. And just for the one-time price of what? Isn't games nowadays like $70? Ugh, inflation at its finest, and all the gamers are now victims. Put L's in the chat, guys. Just do it. And since, again, we're talking about Call of Duty, they actually confirmed that they will be collaborating with WWE. Oh my fucking god. Season 5 will consist on some of the WWE roster and to be on the game, which will be available on July 24th. They teased the collab by showing the ring, but that's about it. Nobody knows which wrestler is going to be on there. We're assuming Cody Rhodes, maybe Rhea Ripley, who knows, Damian Priest possibly, and other well-known wrestlers. I did catch a glimpse on a video on TikTok of somebody like showing the roster of who's gonna show up. I did see Cody on there. I think I saw Roman, but I also couldn't help but to notice that I saw Deadpool on there, and I was like, so is it true from what I said last week? Who knows, but it'll be confirmed in a couple of days. We're almost there. It's funny transition that we're going from gaming to wrestling now because of that weird collab. So I don't want to talk about WWE just yet, but we'll get into that in a bit. I want to talk about Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah, we're already diving into the wrestling stuff. So Stephanie Vaquer was a wrestler. I talked about her in a previous episode. I got to see her in Mexico City at CMLL. Talked about it, blogged about it, you already know. So she posted on social media that she is leaving CMLL and NJPW. So this announcement came out so suddenly, and because of that, she decided to vacate the CMLL Women's Championship and the CMLL Women's Tag Team Championship. I went straight to the comments when I saw that post. I did see Mercedes Monet comment like the fire emoji, but it was mostly like she's encouraging it, she's happy for it, this and that. Stephanie posted on the description, quote, "Me voy por la puerta grande," meaning that she's leaving for the big door. And before I found out where she was heading, I was assuming AEW because, again, Mercedes Monet posted on the comment section. That was one of my big ifs. But then I was also leading up to WWE. I was like, I'm pretty sure that whole match at Forbidden Door was so good that she got the call for, potentially main roster and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, I saw a post on TikTok and I had to confirm it for myself. But thanks to Shawn Michaels, he confirmed Stephanie is heading to WWE while also saying, quote, "See you in Orlando." You can already assume where she's heading. It makes sense too that Shawn Michaels' profile picture is him as a chef because my boy is cooking with NXT and is giving us the chef kiss when it comes to booking. Move aside, Papa H. You flopped it with Money in the Bank. It's now Mr. Shawn Michaels himself to shine. So yesterday, if you guys do not know, and this is all happening in real time by the way, WWE was in Mexico City for a Super Show event. And they were literally posting on their social media videos of Stephanie in the arena where they were at. It was funny too because on my blog I posted a bus with the promotion of the Super Show. But anywho, so Stephanie went up against Isla Dawn and won the match. And then I saw another video. I don't know if this was before the match, but Damien took a minute to welcome her and she gave Priest a look as he walked away, and I'm like, oh my god. I went straight to the comment section and one person did say quote, Stephanie versus Rhea versus Liv for the custody of Judgment Day. And I commented on that post saying, I back this comment. But that's fucking hilarious. I can't wait to see what's going to happen on Tuesday on NXT. Because yes, that's where she's going to be heading. And she even posted a video on that. But it's crazy. I saw her a few weeks ago at CMLL. And now she's an official WWE superstar. I'm like, damn. I'm glad that she decided to take that risk or chance, whatever, to be a part of WWE. She deserves it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is she the first Chilean wrestler that we have? But I love it. We need more Hispanics in the freaking roster. So there's that. How I mentioned earlier, she did vacate the CMLL Women's Champion. It turns out that there was already like a tournament or a match for it. And Willow Nightingale, who's also in AEW, is now the CMLL Women's Champion. So you might see her with a belt in the upcoming AEW shows. Who knows? Now, speaking of Shawn Michaels, NXT got hella entertaining. So if you guys missed out on last week's NXT Heatwave, obviously a lot of the champions were retained, except for the last one. I think the last one kind of took me by surprise, because Ethan Page took the championship away from Trick Williams, and Trick wasn't even pinned. This whole storyline got hella interesting again. But not only people were talking about, Trick losing, everybody was talking what happened afterwards, because right when the feed was wrapping up, we get to see this little jump scare of Joe Henry, and it's like, what the fuck is he doing on my screen? But again, it's the fucking momentum that everybody's giving him. Like, ever since he appeared, like a few weeks ago, everybody has been posting like on either Money in the Bank, Raw, and SmackDown. Fans are like hanging their signs like, I believe in Joe Hendry. Like, oh my god. And even me, don't get me wrong, he kind of grew on me because of his stupid song. But I remixed it. Since he likes to remix songs, I can do that too. But because of that, everybody has now tuned into NXT this past Tuesday to see if Joe Hendry was going to show up. And that's all we've been waiting for. And then there was a match between Trick Williams and the potential, mystery partner going up against Ethan Page and Shawn Spears. And everybody's like, we know who it is, we believe. And I could not help but to hear the excitement from everybody. But I'll get into that in a bit. So I tuned into NXT thinking that, yeah, Joe Hendry was going to show up. But not only that, I was watching Wesley cut a promo because he lost his match against Obafemi for the NXT North American Championship. And I wasn't paying attention. But until I heard the song pop off and everything, I thought Wesley was going to quit, God knows what. But then all of a sudden I look at the Titantron and, it looks very, paintballish, abstract. And I'm like, don't tell me who I think that person is. And all I see is MSK. And I'm like, oh my God. So Wesley's former tag team partner, Zachary Wentz, I guess in NXT he was also known as Nash Carter. He returned along with his TNA tag team partner, Trey Miguel, who, they were doing their promo, and I feel like NXT is still collaborating with TNA. They both show up telling them, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't quit. We're here, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, it's a mini reunion. A little background on that, if you guys do not know. So, Zachary Wentz was let go of his WWE contract because of some false allegations that his ex-wife said that, he was doing, like, abusing her, all of that, when in reality he wasn't. So he lost his career because of that, but he still managed to do, work outside of WWE. So obviously he was doing TNA for a bit, and him and Trey Miguel were tag team champions at one point. So them coming to motivate Wesley to stay was so wholesome to see. Like, I loved it. They're very cute and adorable, like, outside of wrestling. I've seen their social media. It's hella funny. And also, I don't know if you guys know, Zachary Wentz is also engaged to Gigi Dolan. So there's that. But they reunited, and now they're saying if you're going up against Wesley and, Nash Carter, whatever, at this point, I'm just going to call him Nash because that's what he's known in NXT. But if you're collaborating with those two, you're calling them MSK. But if you're fighting against the three of them, like Nash, Wes, and Trey, it's gonna be the Rascals. So they're doing it like the way how the tag team name is gonna be called is Rascals X MSK, and Rascals is spelled RSCL. Now I don't know if they're gonna be officially stuck in NXT, meaning like Trey and Nash Carter, Zachary Wentz, whatever. Or are they still collaborating with TNA because that's where their contract's at? I don't know this whole complication thing. But again, I still love that NXT is collaborating with TNA. I mean, come on. Joe Hendry's there. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So yes, the mystery partner was announced as Joe Hendry. And once he showed up, the whole crowd still went insane, started singing his song, I Believe in Joe Hendry, at the top of their lungs. I was singing it, except, again, my remix version. Say her name and she'll appear. I believe in the babies. I believe in the babies. And she's knocked out, by the way. I'm singing to her and she is knocked. Oh, wait, no, I lied. She is getting up. All right, everybody say hello to babies. Hi, mamas. Yeah, I'm not cutting this up. I'm leaving this on this episode because she is staring at me like, you sang to me, now I gotta wake up from my fat ass nap. Yeah, keep in mind, she's been sleeping as I've been recording here. But yeah, Joe Hendry made his, I guess, second debut, but he actually got to show up and prove to people that he is a good wrestler, not just, you know, comedic part, doing remixes and all of that. And boy, for all of those, including Booker T, who don't understand what the hype is all about or don't even watch TNA, Joe Hendry really gave it all on his debut. Technically, I would say this is his debut, because whenever he was at the Battle Royale, it didn't really count because he was the first one to be eliminated, so there's that. But we're happy that he's there, and again, we don't know if it's gonna be part of the collab or, you know, he's just there permanently. We will see, hopefully this coming Tuesday. The last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this episode up is Rhea Bloody Ripley. I swear, this whole fucking storyline is better than any Spanish soap opera there is. Also, I don't remember if this was this past Monday or the Monday before that. So I forgot to say, shout out to Damien for telling Dominic, quote, stop saying you're gonna do something and not do it. I swear, like, I never got up from my seat so fast until I heard that. Might as well just call him Damien Preach, because damn, I dealt with somebody who would say things that, you know, they promised they would do them and they never fucking did it, and it was a fucking headache. Damien knows about it because Dominic is one of them. Act like a child, then you will be treated as a child. There, I said it. Anywho, Damien has been trying to warn Dominic that Rhea is not going to be happy if she were to come back. This past week's segment had me dying though, because we got our wepa for the week when Damien, JD, Finn Balor, and then Carlito were walking into Dominic getting, you know, stretching lessons from Liv. And speaking of Liv, I have never seen Homegirl run away so fast from Rhea. She was terrified. But Damien was backstage laughing because he did say Dominic was going to learn the consequences that day, you know, when Rhea came out. And then there was another POV where Liv Morgan was seeing Rhea and Dominic from a distance and leaving with a smile. So what is she trying to do? I don't think she was trying to steal Dominic from Rhea, but she was probably creating conflict between them. And then fans were so quick with the memes in comparison with Eddie Guerrero and Chyna. So there was a segment back in the days where Eddie was giving Chyna like roses so she can forgive him about something he did, but this was before I was born, so I really don't know the storyline for it. And I'm like, are you guys recreating this? Eventually though, because we already knew this match was going to be coming up, you know, Rhea versus Liv for the Women's World Championship at SummerSlam. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, either this coming Monday or in a future segment, Rhea is probably going to tell Dominic to prove his worth, or where is he really loyal to? Is he loyal to Rhea or is he loyal to Liv? I will be so pissed off, hear me out, if, you know, this happens. It's not going to be the custody for Dominic, but more like, okay, who are you loyal to? And what if Dominic ends up betraying Rhea? That shit is going to piss me off so much. Any day Liv Morgan is champion pisses me off because, again, the momentum is not there. Rhea deserves to be World Women's Champion once again because she carried the damn roster. The fan base is even bigger compared to Liv's. And I saw already on WWE Shop that they have Mommy's Revenge Tour already on there. So I'm like, I guess. But I'm glad she's back. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a segment out of it tomorrow and see what she has to say. But this whole shit is going to go crazy. I'm like, yeah. And then tell me why. Like, I also saw a video on Instagram. They reposted that video where, you know, Damian, JD, Finn, all of them were coming out. And I think it was Finn Balor that posted the picture of, you know, him and JD like creeping out on the corner wall. And then freaking JD commented on the post saying, quote, "No, no, no, sucio." And I'm like, JD's working on that Spanish, my boy. I swear, everybody on the Judgment Day is learning Spanish and I love it. So yeah, this is whole interesting for me. I love watching Raw now because of this whole segment. SmackDown still needs some work to do. I mean, yeah, Cody's there, but the whole shebang going on with the bloodline and, you know, everybody like not taking Solo serious is not it for me too. But if you think about it, Rhea is back. We also did get the announcement that Gunther is going to be coming back on Monday so that way he can, you know, meet face to face with Damian Priest because, again, SummerSlam is around the corner now. So Gunther's back. Rhea's back. Hell, Seth Rollins is back. And if you guys do not know, Jimmy Uso is clear to go back to in-ring competition. We might potentially get Roman Reigns back. And I'm like, you know, part of me is like, okay, this is going to be interesting. But sweet Jesus, these next couple of weeks, yeah, we got that momentum going since WrestleMania because SummerSlam is mini WrestleMania if you think about it. And I know Papa H is not going to flop it. I'm over here like, okay, I'm not going to doubt this man, you know, because again, we already got Rhea back. This storyline's already cooking. Hell, fucking Stephanie Vaquer is going to be on NXT Tuesday. So Shawn Michaels is also trying to do his cooking. I'm like, damn. WWE is really picking up the pace. I know a lot of people, you know, are saying, no, AEW has the momentum, this, and that. I don't know, guys. Like, they're getting it, but again, those storylines are really hard to keep up. Like, 1 minute, there's, like, for example, a group of people, a faction, whatever. They're getting along, they have their goals set, and then all of a sudden, boom, betrayal. And then another babyface turning heel all of a sudden, and the storyline's not making sense. Chris Jericho has the new gimmick, you know, the learning tree, which, by the way, the whole hi guys, I feel like that's a little honor into Bray Wyatt because that's how he would start his Firefly Funhouse segments, you know, hi guys, you know. So I'm hoping that's my theory, you know, true or not. But I love it. I love his gimmick is dumb, but it's funny for me. And then the whole thing with Britt Baker coming back, all of a sudden challenging Mercedes Moné when there's really like no storyline there. I mean, come on, like AEW can do better, just saying. I don't know what happened, but that's them. At the end of the day, how I mentioned before, especially like on my X bio that I have, support wrestling in general. I support the wrestlers. Wherever they go, I will support them. You know, like for example, Mercedes, like I don't understand this whole gimmick, but I'm still gonna support her because she had a good ass career at WWE. She left, she's trying to improve herself, so there's that. And then there's other wrestlers that, you know, again, deserve the attention. I can't just say, oh, I'm not gonna watch AEW. I'm not helping the wrestlers on there, but at the same time, WWE is really cooking. I'm loving it. So let's see how far this will go. And so we have SummerSlam and, you know, All Out for AEW in August, so it's gonna be hectic. But yeah, we're almost there at the end of the year. And with that being said, that wraps up this week's episode. Right when I said, okay, let's wrap it up, this and that, go on my phone. PW Insider is reporting that Roman Reigns is supposed to return on SummerSlam. I'm like, you heard it here first. But anywho, as always, make sure to follow my social media accounts at It's Lielers on Instagram, Threads, and X, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at It's Lielers. And then also do not forget to follow my TikTok at Lielers. Lielers on TikTok. We are 2 weeks away until Deadpool and Wolverine premieres. I'm ready and excited and very impatient, but I can't wait to talk about it in 2 weeks. You already know, next week I got you guys covered on some of the things you may be missing on pop culture. So stay tuned on next week's episode. Hopefully all goes well. And of course, again, for those that are in Houston, I'm still thinking about y'all. Hopefully y'all get y'all's power back today. Not tomorrow. Today. Ugh, it's so bad out there, but yeah. But anywho, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. And as always, I will talk to you guys on the next one.